Get in there, you big furry oaf. I don't care what you smell. Get in there, don't worry about it. Welcome back, everyone. Here we are with issue 97. Down to the last 4 issues, and there's not a lot of parts in issue 100, so I just got done pulling the parts for these 4 issues. I always do them in groups of 4 because that's how they were shipped. So I always pull them in groups of 4. So, all right, here we are. With this magazine, we're going to have the Geonosian Starfighters. You would have seen those in Attack of the Clones. Those were the first place you would have seen those. Behind Dooku. And then we're going to talk about moons and planetoids. So that might be interesting. And then here we are in our next parts. Let's go ahead and crack this baby open and see what we have here. All right. So exciting. Okay, so we've got more detail parts. Lots of piping and whatnot. More landing leg parts. Set those off to the side. Oh, this is for a big landing leg. That should be fun. Set all that off to the side. We have 3 more of these. And let's just look here. So this one, more of the same from last time. Actually, I would say it's probably a lot more. I think we're putting more parts on this time. So that means we've got lots of parts to cut out, lots of parts to clean up, and all that kind of stuff. And then this is showing all the spots where we put them. There are a total of, I saw it someplace. Let's have a look here. I think we'll look at it here. 52 parts we're going to be putting on this time. That's a lot of work. I don't care who you are. That is a lot of work. So let's get started. These are going to be nice and simple to cut out because they're done. No time like the present. So I was just looking here. So there's these parts here and these parts here. There and there. So they are separate. And I just want to make sure that I cut this part off, that part off, and those are separate. Today's video is brought to you by the number 7. So I do believe this one broke. I think it's this one. I think that was supposed to be like that. And so after I clean it up, I'll glue it back in place. It does go in there pretty well. So that one broke. I might clean that one quickly by itself and get it so I can start getting it glued up. I want to make sure that I don't lose that. Still have to clean these parts up, but I'm going to go get another container to put these ones in. Maybe go wash these ones real quick, get this glued up, and then get these washed. Let me get another container, and then we'll do the other stuff. Be right back. So this one is glued back together. Now let's get to cleaning these ones. We'll set this one over here on my mouse pad. Keep it protected. Let's get the rest of these cleaned up, and then we'll get them all washed. All right, these parts are ready for the cleaning. Okay, I'm gonna go wash these two tubs. We'll come back, let them dry, and then we'll start getting them put on. See you guys after a bit. Okay, welcome back everyone. We have all of our pieces dry. Get these separated out here. Well, not separated, but off of the paper towels. We have a 7 that got away from us. And this one looks like it never did not get cleaned up. You can see there. So it looks like this one escaped us. We'll just clean that up real quick. And I'll wipe it down with a little bit of wipe it down with a little bit of alcohol real quick. Now if I'm going to wipe stuff down with alcohol like that, why don't I just do it with all of them? It's kind of a pain. I mean, granted, washing them and whatnot, it's a bit of a pain as well. And here's our 2 pieces that we had to glue. I'll bring those over here. And we've got this piece here. Got to bring in. So, first thing we're going to do is get these installed. Set those over the side. Kind of need a bigger mat. This mat's seen better days, obviously. You can tell I've spent a bit of time using it. We're going to need lots of glue. And for this jar at least, our last micro brush. It's okay, we have at least one more jar left. It's been a while since I've looked, so I don't know exactly how many we have left, but let's just make sure all these fit the way they're supposed to. So if you notice, I just put those two pieces on, the ones that kind of look like cases or whatever, facing the same direction, because that's what the instructions tell me to do. Everything else has been very symmetrical, pointing towards each other and all that kind of stuff, but these are definitely different. So I really screwed that one up. I totally did not have this in the right spot. There. So it goes like that. I had it in this hole down here, and then these two were like, the instructions were, let me show you what those, I'll show you here, what the was pointing at. Very confusing. So if you look here, it's pointing at that hole down there. In reality, it's up here. And then there's these two little divots right there where these two legs go in. So the divots are in the right spot for where those arrows are, but that arrow is completely wrong. And it didn't make any sense to me. So now that allows me to actually put this where it belongs. Mistakes were made, people. Mistakes were made. And just look how tiny this little thing is. I have to try to get it in a very precise spot. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah. Okay. Let's zoom in for this one. Whew. All right. Here we go. So this piece here, the one that looked like the 7, just added those. That gives a lot of vertical elevation to the details. Added a lot of pieces this time, and yeah, there's lots of different detail parts that got added. We still have a lot to go, and we'll see how that goes in the upcoming issue or two. So that is everything. Let's just raise this up a little bit. So that was everything from issue 97. We have issue 98. Looks like we're going to get, looks like some more detail parts. I know these are the wings that go in here. These I think go in the front. On the mandibles, yeah. If you can see from that picture right there, they're the two parts that go there. Which we won't attach those until we actually put the top on. But we will go ahead and get those painted ahead of time. But we got landing leg stuff. So we'll see what we're going to do in issue 98. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Some of these small parts and weird locations and bending stuff and getting stuff in the right angle and all that kind of stuff was a bit stressful, but we got it in there. So can't complain about that. It's looking good. I'm appreciating just how much detail that has added. So if you look at all this back section where all these dots are, that's just that much more detail that's going to be added, and we'll be able to see this thing come along, and then we can start painting it. All right. Well, thank you all for watching, and may the force be with you always.